Easy. This Thursday, Tommy Robinson gets sentenced. They're undoubtedly going to throw him in prison for probably the maximum 2 years. Now, the court here have got a perfect opportunity to show some common sense. We know now that Tommy is effectively a convicted criminal. Laughable as that is, but yes, that is the case. And for the crimes that he's been found guilty of, which is contempt of court and causing anxiety to the defendants, the appropriate sentence, what would you say, for something like that should be? Now, let's say that I'm going to be harsh on him now for a minute. You could say that a fine would suffice in a case like this. We know that Rod Liddle, who committed a similar offence years ago, was fined. We could also say that something like community payback, you know, where you've got to walk around in one of these orange jerseys cleaning litter up or whatever, a bit humiliating. And maybe they could be very harsh on him and sentence him to 3 months in prison. Effectively, that is time served. But on all 3 of those outcomes, he walks free from court. And that is completely unacceptable to the establishment, which is why they're not going to do that. Now, I've read a little bit more about the charges, or what he's actually been found guilty of, should I say. And the bit that I highlighted last time about where the court clerk failed to put the signage on the door of the court and in other areas. And of course, when you do everything you can to find out if there are restrictions like Tommy did, it's not your fault if somebody else screwed up. You know, if you screw up, you pay for your mistakes. You don't get somebody else to pay for your mistakes. And that's effectively what's happening here. And it hit me the other day that exactly what this is like. I'm going to put this into a context that could affect us, any of us at any time, right? And it's a little bit like that if you go into a town and you park up on a street and there are no parking restrictions, there's no signs, there's no double yellow lines. You park your car, you walk away, you come back to your car and find a traffic warden writing out a ticket. You're going to say, aye, what's your game, mate? And he says, well, you're illegally parked. You look down at the floor, well, where's the double yellow lines? Oh, well, there should be double yellow lines here, but the council have failed to paint them. They are going to get round to it at some point, but so far they've failed to do so. I say, well, that's not my fault. Well, no, I'm sorry, sir, but this is an illegal area to park, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to write out a ticket. So naturally, you're going to appeal that ticket. If you appeal that ticket, they will throw it out. They will throw that ticket out in seconds, simply because that you couldn't have done anything else to see if what you are doing is an offence. The signage, the double yellow lines have to be there. And that is exactly what this is like. And we all know that that could happen to any of us at any time. And this is how stupid this is. So they have an opportunity to show common sense here. Give him a sentence that befits the crime. Nobody has ever gone to jail for this in the past. I am so angry. I am so angry that the government in this country, well, it's not, I don't think it's quite so much the government. I think that Geoffrey Cox is doing this reluctantly. We all know that the person pulling the strings behind this is Theresa May, because some years ago, if you remember, Tommy kind of ambushed Theresa May, where I haven't seen it exactly, but he interviewed her regarding immigration and the threat of radical Islam in Britain when she was the Home Secretary. And she did actually talk to him. She didn't snub him, but I've got a feeling that she's angry with him, still angry with him for that. You know, if you were that angry at the time, walk away. Don't talk to him. Honestly, I'm so angry. And it turns out now that he's appealed to Donald Trump for asylum in the US, because he says in his words that they are going to feed him to the radical jihadi gangs that run our prisons. But when I'm looking at this, I'm just thinking that how is this going to fly? Because at the end of the day now, he is a convicted criminal, and surely if the America intervene, they are intervening in our judiciary process. Now, please, if any of you have got any ideas on this, to drop them in the comments box, because I'm not right sure how that works. But I've got a feeling that they will not be able to intervene. It was like when Julian Assange went to the Ecuadorian embassy. He hadn't been convicted of anything. He was just awaiting being tried. And it's a similar thing, but I'm not right sure how this is going to fly. Please, somebody fill me in if they've got any information on that. I'd be grateful. But in the meantime, let common sense prevail. And we pray that he doesn't go to prison. We pray that they are actually just trying to scare him, in which case they have clearly worked. Because when I watched that video, I'm going to drop a link to this video that I watched last night where he speaks to Alex Jones of InfoWars. It's just shy of an hour, so allow yourself some time. But I urge you all to watch this video, and you can see a man in fear of his life. Now, the people who have been abusing me yet again from my last video, do you really stand and celebrate a man being thrown in? It's like a lamb being thrown into a pack of lions. Would you celebrate that? If you worked at the RSPCA, you would try the people responsible for that. If you treated a dog the way that they are treating Tommy right now, the RSPCA would step in. So please watch the video, see that he's in fear of his life. And please start to stop. We know that if you don't like the guy and you're celebrating that he's been convicted, I don't condone it. I can understand where you're coming from, but just look at this a little deeper and see what's happening to him. And you cannot celebrate that. I don't care how far left you are. In my mind, you cannot celebrate that. I hate Owen Jones with a vengeance. If this was happening to him, I would not celebrate this. Because even he doesn't deserve to be treated this way. I'm going to make another video soon about what's going on in UKIP at the minute, and I'm going to save my anger, because I am really angry about that, so I'm going to save my anger right now for that. Thanks for watching. Until next time, easy.